Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will, and I always will, and I always will.
In times of darkness, love sees. In times of silence, love hears. In times of doubt, love hopes. And in times of sorrow, love heals. In all times, love remembers. May time soften the pain until all that remains is the warmth of the memories and of the love. We begin our ceremony this morning with a candle lighting liturgy, and Shirley's children are going to light the candles. Would you come forward? Shirley, the first candle represents our grief. The pain of losing you is with us, and the flame of light will shine on our tears and warm us as we honour your life. The second candle represents courage, that which lay in your life, and the strength we will give to each other in our loss. The third candle we light for memories. It celebrates your human journey with us, the times we laughed and cried together, the gifts that you gave us and to others, and those we gave to you, the hard times and the good, and the life that your life invited in us all. And the fourth candle celebrates love. It shines forth in joy, as we know that love never dies. It goes on from one person to person, from moment to moment in every age, and adds to the life of the universe in delight. Thanks be to you, Shirley. Your love still surrounds us all. Thank you. Thank you, Jessie. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come together today in remembrance of a special person in our lives, Shirley Cleo Gillam. On behalf of her adoring husband Ian, loving children Jason, Jackie, David, Stephen, and their partners Kelly, Sean, Mattia and Tamara, grandchildren Shani, Taylor, Caden, Jackson, Keenan, Anika, Lachlan, Tanisha, Tully, Cody, Elijah, Oliver, Jack and Nate, and the great-grandchildren, Ryla, Hudson, Huxley, Zeb and Aaliyah. I welcome you and thank you for being here with them. I also welcome all those joining us online this afternoon as they were unable to be here. The kindness of friends and family who have stood by the family during this difficult time is much appreciated and will be consolation to them later during those inevitable moments of grief and emptiness. After Shirley's interment this afternoon in the Burney Lawn Cemetery, the family warmly invites you to join them here in the refreshment centre to share your memories and celebrate the great love that you had for her. This funeral service has many purposes. Of course, it is for the reverent farewell of Shirley, but it also recognises and acknowledges the value of her life, and it confirms that life has ended. This service will help those remaining to face the reality of her passing. No matter whatever the relationship you had with her, her death has broken in upon it. This service will give us the opportunity to reflect upon the hole that is left with the passing of a beloved mother, cherished daughter, adored sister, loved nan, grandma and aunt, and great friend to so many. A chance to remember how a spark of divine energy from a determined and strong person made our world a better place. The hurt is almost unbearable, yet we will live through it. It is because we feel such deep pain. It is because the inner ache is so great that we realise how much we loved her. And yet, the agony inside gives us strange comfort because it tells us how much we will miss her. And really, we would not want to feel any other way. because the grief and the heartache we feel bears witness to the depth of our love. We know that thoughts of her will forever bring us comfort. But in your sadness, it is good to remember that grief is a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. There are people who leave an indelible mark on your soul, an input that can never be erased. And Shirley was one of those people. Grief is not a disorder or a disease. It is an emotional, physical, and spiritual necessity, the price you pay for love. The only cure for grief is to grieve. It will be the little things that you remember, the quiet moments, the smiles, the laughter. And although it may seem hard right now, it will be the memories of these little things that will help push away the pain and bring the smiles back again. It is hard to forget someone who gave us so much to remember. Shirley was a truly beautiful person inside and out. The rock of her family, Shirley was truly selfless, always putting others first, never wanting to be a trouble, always loving and caring. Her family was the centre of her universe. As the backbone of the family, she would do whatever she could to tend to them, to keep them safe, and to keep them happy. Her stoic determination to stay cancer-free throughout the 22 years since diagnosis was truly inspirational. And she continued to knit, crochet, garden, and cook to bring joy to all of her family. To hear more of this wonderful woman's life, I call on her son Jason to present her eulogy.
Hi there. For those who don't know me, I'm Jason. I'm the eldest son of Ian and Shirley. As most of you know them, but for me, they're mum and dad. I'd like to take the next few minutes and tell you about the life of our mum and wife of Ian. It is a life that should be celebrated and remembered as one filled with love for her family. Mum was born on the 15th of September 1956 at the North West Regional Hospital. Mum was the eldest of 7 children to Orb, Pop, Cleo, Nan, Baldock. Mum grew up in Acton, and once she left school, she got her first job at Coles Variety Store in Burnie. I found out the other day this is where Mum and Dad met. Dad went to Coles to see his mate that worked there. Dad's eyes started looking around, and that's when he noticed Mum, and tells me it was love at first sight. Dad then asked his mate who that was. Does she have a boyfriend? The reply Dad got was the one he was after. No was the answer. So then Dad replied with his mate, does she want one? Mum accepted his offer, and as time went by, there was plenty of dates, and after a few years together, Mum fell pregnant with me. Eventually, Mum and Dad tied the knot a year later on the 16th of August 1975 in Sorrento, Victoria. A wonderful 47 years of marriage and 51 years together. Mum and Dad lived there from 1973 to 1976 while Dad was in the army. Not long after the wedding, Mum and Dad decided to head back to sunny Tassie and settle down. Over time, Mum and Dad had 3 more children. My sister Jackie, my brothers David and Stephen. Over her life, Mum tried her hand at a few things. She worked as a cook at both the Townhouse and Beach Hotel. Later, Mum and Dad purchased a cleaning business and made it successful, which Dad is still running today. Mum hated the early morning starts, so then she went and worked at the Wynyard waterfront. When Mum wasn't working, she dabbled in selling Avon for a while and was the door lady at the basketball centre. She also loved playing bingo. I remember Saturday nights, Mum playing bingo. Couldn't wait till half time because I got a drink and chips. So she did that for quite a few years. A few people tried to get in without paying, but there was no way that would happen under Mum's command. Even when she wasn't working, she was still a devoted wife and mum. Eventually, Mum decided to retire. Mum purchased her own site caravan at Moomba in Port Sorrel, where she would go and relax. Mum and Dad made sure we all had a happy childhood, which included trips up the East Coast, where we would fish, or try to. According to Dad, Mum would catch more power lines than fish. We also had many trips to the shack at Sisters Beach until it was sold. We had a pretty good upbringing and could not have asked for anything else. In the year 2000, Mum was diagnosed with cancer, and against all odds, she beat it. Mum battled emphysema for the last 3 years of her life. She was a fighter till the end. Her battle is now over, and there is no more suffering. We're proud of you, Mum. We all love you. Rest in peace. On behalf of my dad, I would like to say a special thank you to Dr. Ian Wild and the Bass House surgery staff for all the care they provided to Shirley and Mum, especially for the last 3 years. He can't thank you guys enough. And a special thank you to Kin Care for their services and support as well. Before a few stories, I've just got a little thing to finish off with. On behalf of myself, sister, brothers, grandchildren, and the great-grandchildren, we would like to thank you, Dad, for the support, caring, and love you provided our Mum over the last few years through her illness. We are so proud of everything you have done for Mum. You're no inspiration to all of us. We love you heaps, Dad. So just to finish off with, I've got a couple of little stories here from myself. A secret from my sister that Dad doesn't even know about. So I remember one day I had to go down to the freezer in the garage to grab something for Mum. And there was a glass of what I thought was Coke in the freezer, and I thought this was strange. So I thought, oh beauty, I'll be able to sneak some Coke here. Anyway, I went up to Mum and I said, what's that stuff in the fridge? It was actually vanilla essence. So she thought she was getting the smell out, and I thought I was cheeky by having a drink of Coke. On Sundays, we used to have a lot of roasts for tea. Sunday nights was roast night. Mum, according to myself, my kid, my friends, family, grandkids, Mum had the best potato mash. That was always the first pot emptied, and it was always emptied. But one particular Sunday I remember, Mum said we're having silverside for tea. Beautiful, tasted beautiful like always, had it, nothing of it. Next day I went to school, Mum said, do you want silverside on your sandwiches? I said, yep, Mum, it's beautiful, thank you. Got home, she asked me how my sandwiches were, and then she decided to tell me it was ox tongue. She tricks me wonderfully. So she got me a beauty there. It was the only time I've ever had ox tongue. Christmas was always special as well for Mum. There was one particular year, there was a food fight that happened. And lots of food fight went on. Mum thought she had whipped cream on her leg. So instead of wasting it, Mum thought it'd be a good idea to eat it, only to realise she left some shaving cream on her leg. Another Christmas, she made all the kids line up in front of Pop's garden shed. Mum was always good at buying little presents and creating havoc. Mum then gave the grandkids paintballs to throw. Mum included. Then hell broke out. The grandkids started, and then all of a sudden, the kids couldn't take it anymore, so a war broke out. Mum also locked away all mobile phones one Christmas. I don't know how she has managed to do that. The last thing for myself was, I remember one day when I started working, went into a pet shop and I bought myself a dog to take home. Next day, Mum marched me straight back down to the pet shop with returned the dog. So Jackie, I hope this is your little story. Jackie told me the story the other day. Jackie and Sean used to borrow Mum's little blue pulsar to do a Macca's run. I thought it was only on one night, but apparently it was for quite a few nights when they were hungry. Jackie would sneak upstairs, she knew where the keys were, squeeze them tight, and then they'd roll the pulsar out the driveway. Mum and Dad were sound asleep. Sorry, Mum. Earlier this year, Mum dared Dad to grow a mullet. Dad didn't quite hear what she said, so she repeated herself. Dad accepted the challenge, and he's also told me that it won't be getting cut. He's got to try and get it to the length of Bailey Smith, but I think he's got a fair way to go. Mum would run her hand through Dad's mullet. She liked it, but man, it pisses Dad off. So I'd just like to finish with a prayer that I read the other day. Mum, you gave me life to live as I please. You gave me love and supported to follow my dreams. Your beauty lives forever deep in my soul. The memory of your love fills my heart, and I'll never be alone. I love you always.
Thank you, Jason. We now have the privilege of viewing the first set of photographs collected from the family albums. The chosen song to support these photos is one of Shirley's favourites, Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler.
Must have been cold there in my shadow. the wind beneath my wings. Oh, the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly away. You let me fly so high. Oh, you, the wind beneath my wings. Oh, the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly so high against the sky, so high I almost touch the sky. Thank you, thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings.
What beautiful memories, and they're filled with love for her family, so evident. We have several family tributes this afternoon, and the first one is written by daughter Jackie, and I will present it for her. The struggle is real, Mum. I have so many thoughts running through my mind, and I want you to know that you are and always will be my best friend, my rock, my mum. Thank you will never be enough to say to you and Dad for the past 46 years. You were taken too soon from us. The heavens have gained a beautiful angel. I was lucky enough to have you by my side to share the birth of your first granddaughter and grandson, which are memories I will cherish forever. I will be forever grateful for the love and support you have given my family and I. Nothing was ever too much when it came to my kids. You treated them like your own. They were always welcomed with open arms any time, and the bond was and still is unbreakable. And it didn't stop there, with Hudson and Aaliyah bringing even more joy and becoming the apple of your eye. You would put others before yourself and never wanted to be a burden. You would tell Dad to go and do something, like go to the Speedway. And you and Dad knew that Tanisha would love to come around and spend time with you while he was out. And you always knew you could call on any of my 4 kids and they would be around in a heartbeat. You saw me struggle more than once. You were always there by my side to help me, whether it was small or big. There is one person I am forever grateful for, and I can't thank enough, and that is my dad, for the love, support and help he gave Mum. Nothing was ever too much. Dad, now it's our turn to be there for you like you were there for Mum, and know that nothing is too much and we will always be there in a heartbeat. Even though the family chain is broken without you here, the memories will live forever and you will always be in our thoughts. I hope I can be half the nan to my gorgeous grandchildren as you were to yours. You are my angel from above, and I am still your daughter. I will meet you on the other side of the rainbow. Love always, Jackie. Beautiful Jackie. The love shared between grandparents and grandchildren is something very, very special. And Shirley's granddaughter Shani has written a tribute to her nan that she would like to share. It's in here, darling, if you want to do it from there. If you need a hand, I'm right behind you.
To my nan, I don't even know where to start, and there's no words to describe how I feel or how I felt since that Friday when I lost my absolute best friend. My caring and beautiful nan, you were always and will be absolutely everything to me. My nan was always there for me, no matter what it was. She'd wipe the tears from my face and would always be the first person I called for anything. I don't know who I'm going to call now when I need to know how to make or cook something or just need some advice. I'm so lost without you here. And if I could have one wish, it would be to hear your voice and to have one last hug, but I would give absolutely anything to just have you back here with us. To see everything I'm still yet to accomplish in life, to see my beautiful little girl have her first birthday, her first day at school.
It's okay, breathe. Put a glass of water.
To grow and help guide her in life just like you did with me for the last 26 years. But I'm so forever grateful you got to meet my beautiful Aaliyah and spend as much time as you could with her for the first 4.5 months of her little life, and I will forever cherish the memories and photos I have of you two together. Nan, Aaliyah will always know who you were and how much you loved and adored her and just how much you mean to the three of us. My birthday's never going to be the same anymore because we share the same month and only 2 days apart, which is one of the many special things we had that was very special to me. I've always felt the closest to you more than anyone. The bond we share and will always share is something no one could ever begin to understand or take away from us. As Pop always and still says, we're as sick as thieves, us two. Nan, you know me inside and out, and I'm like you in so many ways. I'll never forget the first time I had to wear glasses. The pair I picked were the exact same pair as yours without even knowing it. I'll forever cherish and be grateful for the 8 years I was lucky enough to live under your roof with you and Pop. Those memories will be with me forever. Wherever you were, that was always home. You always told me that your home was my home too, and it truly was. You always told me that I always had a home to come back to if I needed it, and when I first moved in, I never knew how much I needed that, but you did. So you let me have downstairs, and oh boy, did that annoy some people because you always said no to everyone else. But like Uncle Stephen used to always give me shit and stir me and say, just because you're Nan's favourite. I don't think it was so much that I was the favourite, but that you could see where I needed to be. You've guided me so much in my life, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am or who I am today if it wasn't for you. And I thank you so much for that, Nan. I know you'll always be beside me in everything I do, looking out for me and my little family, still guiding me through this life. I hope I've made you proud in all the good things I've done, and will continue to make you proud with my little girl and being the best mum I can. I know you'd be proud of me for just getting up here and talking about my feelings, as I would only ever talk to you, Nan. I'll never forget our inside jokes we had with each other, or the things only we knew we were talking about. Then you were the only person who knew me better than I knew myself, and there are so many memories I could stand here and talk about, from the time you got the fish hook out of my finger down at the shack to baking me homemade bread and making me pumpkin soup when I was sick. But I'm going to keep all those for myself because that's all I have left of you, memories. I'm never going to forget all the little things you've done for me and how you were always there for me, and although you're in a better place and out of pain now, you'll always belong here with your family. Nan, I hope you know you was everything to me, and you still are. I will see you in everything I do. Think about you all day, every day. Talk about you to everyone, because anyone who knew you knows just how much of a beautiful, caring and loving person you truly were. I know you'll never be far, Nan, and know that if we get to choose our family, I would still choose you over and over to be my Nan. I don't know how to say goodbye to the person who means the most to me, so I'll just say I'll see you again one day, although I wish it would be tomorrow. Just know I love you, all the stars in the sky and grains of sand on the earth, just like I know you love me and my little family. We will never forget you because no one will ever be like you. Love always, your firstborn grandchild, your granddaughter.
Well done, Shani. Annika. Yeah, you're right. You want me to do it? You sure? Okay. I'll read on behalf of granddaughter Annika. I'd just like to start off by saying thank you to everyone who is here today to celebrate the life of my beautiful Nan. This is one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. For the past week and a half, I have struggled to write this because there are no words good enough to describe you, Nan. I don't even know where to start, but the day we have all been dreading is finally here. I hope you have found your spot comfortably because you deserve it more than anyone. You were the light of many of our lives. Words, numbers, absolutely nothing can express the grief that we have and are going to go through. I hope you're no longer in pain and you're watching over us all. Nan, you were my safe zone. No matter what, no matter where, no matter the time, I knew I could always count on you. You had my back like no other. You and Pop took me in multiple times when I needed a home, and for that I couldn't be more thankful. It was only a few months ago I moved back out of yours and Pop's house. I'm so grateful I got to spend the 20 years of my life with you. I could go on and on, but I think I'll keep our memories and secrets to myself so that I can cherish them in peace. I hope I made you proud, Nan, and I'll make sure I keep making you proud. I promise to look after Mum and Pop more than ever before. Please guide me through life, Nan, because I'm going to need you. I love you so much. This isn't a goodbye. This is I'll see you later. Love now and forever. Nick. And from granddaughter Tanisha. Nan, I would like to start by saying thank you for everything you have ever done for me, for making sure I had a bed to sleep in, to having honey joys on the bench when I got home from school. You were always selfless and a fighter. You put everyone before yourself. I loved coming to spend time with you and Pop on the weekends. And when Pop had time to himself to go to the Speedway, I would cook you tacos for tea and braid your hair. I know I made you and Pop extremely proud with my recent achievements, and I will continue to make you both proud. The one thing I am most certain about is that it is an absolute honour to have you as my Nan. I am forever grateful to be a granddaughter to you and Pop. I may not be able to give you any more hugs, but I can still hold you in a picture frame. I have lost you on earth, but I know I have gained you as a beautiful angel. So please guide and watch over me in this difficult time. It's not goodbye. It's see you soon, my angel. Love, Tanisha. And from grandson Elijah. Dear Nan, I miss you very much and I wish you were here for Christmas. We all missed you. It wasn't the same without you there. I love you very much. You were everything to me. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You were the best Nan ever, and it felt like I had another mother. Know that I'm taking good care of Pop and Dad. I miss you lots. Fly high, Nan. Love, Elijah. Such beautiful tributes, filled with love, respect, and awe for this beautiful woman. Ian, You need to know how proud your children and grandchildren are of you for looking after Shirley with such profound love and dedication. In the darkest times, you never failed to be there with courage and determination. You have been the ribs to the backbone, the glue for the family, and the light at the end of the tunnel. And for this, they are eternally grateful. Well done. The family have chosen a second set of photographs depicting the love that surrounded them at all times. The supporting song is another of Shirley's favourites, Supermarket Flowers by Ed Sheeran.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get-well-soon cars and stuffed animals, poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down, but Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up, but I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
Do not hurry as you walk with grief. It does not help the journey. Walk slowly, pausing often. Do not hurry as you walk with your grief. Be not disturbed by the memories that come unbidden. Swiftly forgive and let Shirley speak to you those unspoken words. Unfinished conversations will be resolved by her. Be not disturbed. And be gentle with the one who walks with grief. If it is you, be gentle with yourself. Walk slowly and pause often. Take time. Be gentle as you walk with your grief. As we celebrate Shirley's life, we can take satisfaction that she has been and still is and always will be a part of our life. Her influence endures in the unending consequences flowing from her character and her actions. And her legacy is surrounding us. We will now follow Shirley on her final journey to the Burney Lawn Cemetery, where she will be laid to rest. Please join her on the journey, or feel free to remain here if you wish. Would you all please stand?
I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her, the things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? 'Cause you always do what's right. And we just talk a while until my worries disappear. I'll tell you that I'm scared of turning out a failure. You'd say, remember that the answer's in the love that we create. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it is just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. The things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been